This program is brought to you as a community service of BAF Insurance. The views, opinions, and advice expressed by guests on this show are those of the guests and do not reflect the views, opinions, and advice of BAF Insurance. For medical advice, please visit your medical professional.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Welcome everyone to Your Health, Your Wealth, brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your Health, Your Wealth airs every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. right here on 89.1 FM Bobo Radio. So remember to tune in each week and tell a friend. You can also catch the shows you missed on YouTube on the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life channel. So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Our show today has information as we look forward to dealing with mental health issues. We know coming out of the pandemic and all of those types of things, it has been a challenge. And of course, May is Mental Health Month. And we have with us some wonderful staff participants. We're going to be talking to the folks from Cayman Medical Center. And Des, would you like to introduce our guests for us?
Okay, we actually have a mental health counselor her name is Miss Sara Dewson, and she is accompanied by Tiffany, Polloni. And I've known both of these young ladies for some time now. Tiffany, I don't know if you want to start and let us know, because I realize that the mental health side of your business is the newest side of the business. You all had other services you offered. So before we go to the break, can you just tell us your name, where you're located, your phone number, how do you get an appointment? And then after we come out from the break, you can tell us how you decided to do anything with mental health rather than just stick to like diagnostic and whatnot.
Okay, so the name of the company is Cayman Medical, and we're located at 71 Eastern Avenue in the Crown Square Plaza. And our hours of operation right now are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday. And our telephone number is 623-1000. We have a number of staff that's on hand throughout our opening hours to help you with any questions, to help with appointments, dealing with insurance queries, all of those things. And our email is info@medical.ky. And so either of those forms, we're very quick. Within 24 hours, we respond to all questions and queries.
And with that being said, we're going to take a quick break and come right back. You're listening to BAF, Your Health, Your Wealth, right here on Bobo 89.1 FM.
There's nothing more important than your health. BAF Insurance knows that. It's why we offer quality, affordable healthcare plans for both groups and individuals. It's why we have created the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life YouTube channel and the Your Health, Your Wealth radio show. At BAF, your health is our priority. Visit us at bafcayman.com, follow us on Facebook, or give us a call today at 949-5089. Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
So we're back on air with Tiffany Polloni and Sara Dewson, who is a mental health counselor at Cayman Medical. And we're going to have a nice discussion with these young ladies this morning to find out exactly how persons can be in touch with them if they think they need someone to speak with or if they have any ongoing issues.
All right, so just starting the conversation, mental health has been, I want to say, the hot topic of lately. Coming out of the well-publicized pandemic, and people actually decided that mental health is not a bad word. It was something that people started having an honest and truthful discussion about. And that brings us to the month of May. Now, I will tell you, for many years, I had no knowledge that May was Mental Health Month until the pandemic. I had interviews. It was not top of mind awareness. Now, if I say May, they say, oh, mental. It is it is one of those things that everybody has sort of had some sort of issue because of the pandemic. How can I make myself more aware when it comes to mental health? Little things that I see that may not bother me before now is on the forefront of my mind. What's going on? We live in a small community. Help me, guide me through the idea of mental health in the Cayman Islands. I know it's a lot.
That is quite a loaded question. Talking about mental health generally, I think what we're doing here, what we're doing in the schools, what we're doing in the media is key, because we're bringing mental health and ill health to people's awareness. We're bringing it into people's homes, and we're creating dialogue around it. Everybody is affected by mental health. We have positive mental health, and we also have mental ill health, and it can affect people at different times over their lives, and it can be long-term or short-term. Some people are far more resilient than others. Some people just have times in their life when they're just struggling to cope, and that's when we reach out and ask them to get some support. Family members can encourage individuals to get support. We do it through the schools, and we do it through professional services such as Cayman Medical, which is offering a very holistic approach to dealing with medical issues, and because it's tying in the mental health side of services that they are offering.
Sara, what are the areas within the mental health arena that you're offering specific help for? Is it dealing with anxiety, bereavement, whatever? If you want to just kind of expand on that a little bit.
Sure. So I have been doing general counseling for a long, long time. I've done a lot of work with children. However, my work with Cayman Medical is with adults, so 18 and over. And I offer, my work encompasses anxiety, which is essentially fear, depression, which is essentially sadness. I've done a lot of addiction work in the past, relationship issues, parenting issues, grief, loss, life changes, people who are impacted by relocating to Cayman and the cultural change that comes with that, and also those who are having to leave, either voluntarily or otherwise, to deal with that change.
Do you find that people from everyday walks of life may be in need of service of a mental health facilitator? Because growing up, we have that stigma of, if you have to go see somebody who deals with mental health, that's a negative, it's a bad thing. Try not to do that, find, man up, as they say, those types of words. Do you find that now culture is more open to the idea of being helped by someone who is a mental health facilitator?
I do, actually. And I do because I think we're working hard to normalize accessing counseling services. If you look at, say, for instance, the schools, there is a school counselor in all the schools. So what we're teaching children is that there's somebody on site. If you need to talk to, they are there for you. And children, when they access counseling in the schools, they have no fear of going. But it's the counselor. I'll go talk to the counselor because I'm feeling upset or sad about an exam or something that's going on at home. So that's where we're really starting to help change and break the stigma. One of the greatest areas that are still impacted by accessing counseling is actually men. Men still struggle to seek out therapy, and there is a stigma attached there. It's partly because of the way they're raised. Men are raised. In some environments, in some homes, they're taught not to cry, not to share their feelings, to man up, to be strong. You're not meant to be scared. You're the man of the house. You have to get on with it. And so men tend to access services less frequently than women. However, they still suffer from the same mental health issues as women do.
This is one of the things I definitely wanted to talk a little bit more about because, the West Indian culture is one of male dominance. The man is the man of the house more so. We don't, and I find now that trend has been more of, listen here, I really need somebody to talk to rather than going to, traditionally you talk to your dad or go to a bar, or, you go to where the men kind of hang out rather than, it was almost, if you went to see a mental health practitioner, that you had to do it in secret You didn't want anyone in the family to know that you were seeking help because of an issue, whether it was now or a past issue that you had recurring, and do you find that access is more open as far as, hey, come on in the door, rather than waiting for them? Do you actively go out there and say, hey, you guys are just as welcome as anybody else. You're a client. You're a person who has a specific problem. Come on in, let's talk about it. Do you see it's more open in that way?
I do. And I also would like to say that men don't have to broadcast that they're going to see a counselor. You can do it on your own. You don't have to share that with anybody. You make a phone call, you send an email, you make an appointment. Tiffany could speak a little bit to the actual setup of Cayman Medical and how it really does embrace that opportunity for individuals to come to the center and for nobody to be aware of why they're there.
That was actually a question I had that I wanted to ask. How is it? How is your privacy protected? Your confidentiality?
Well, at Cayman Medical, we first started initially as a diagnostic imaging center, so offering MRI services. And the way that it is set up is it's not set up as a clinic per se, but as more of giving a spa feel. So the colors are very muted. The artwork on the walls is it's more embracing. It's very calming. We have aromatherapy around. So the scents, the sights, and the smells don't make you feel as if you are, first of all, in a clinical setting. So that's the first thing in relaxing the mind and putting your spirit at ease, per se. We also have obviously we have our main waiting area, but even in our main waiting area we have little alcoves that allow for privacy, because we offer a multitude of services ranging obviously from mental health counselling through orthopedic services, our MRI services, physiotherapy, chiropractic, pain management. All of these things allow for the fact that when a patient is in the waiting room, nobody knows who they're seeing. So there's a little bit of anonymity in that sense. But for those patients that do struggle even more and really do want to be completely anonymous, we have several little oasis type waiting areas that are far away from prying eyes. They, again, very muted colors, very calming, serene surroundings, and the only person that's going to actually interact with them would be the provider that they're there to see. And then we have different access points. They can even leave the building by the back door, so they access straight to the parking lot. I mean, the point is we're trying to embrace everything and allow everybody the opportunity to seek the services
and be comfortable
and be exactly comfortable in their own way. So we offer a multitude of different ways for them to access that.
Okay.
And just to follow on from that, I'm offering counselling sessions on Saturdays and in the evenings during the week, in order to try and reach a segment of the population that struggles to access services from, say, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, because that can be a barrier to accessing counselling. When somebody calls to make an appointment at Cayman Medicals, they make the appointment, the booking, they take the requisite insurance information, and that's the end of their involvement with the client or the patient who comes to see me. So all note-taking, anything to do with my work with the client remains with me. It's completely confidential and it's stored in a safe place elsewhere.
One of the things that we see is being on a small island, we have so much different nationalities. And each, I say cultural, has its different anomalies and things of that nature. How do Cayman Medical deal with, say, a person old or young from a different culture, different heritage? Could be my dad is moving here with me and he's, helping me take care of the kids, mom taking care of the kids, and the transition of being here with a smaller family setting than we used to be in our home. Do you deal with different nationalities and cultures of that nature?
I absolutely do. And I have grown up in the Cayman Islands, but I have lived overseas and I've done lots of traveling. So I've had a lot of exposure and personal experience with change and moving. And I know Cayman Medical is welcome as well to anyone accessing services. It's interesting because you also made an interesting point there to do with change of surroundings. People moving from a larger dwelling to a smaller dwelling, or people leaving, being sort of the head of the hierarchy in the home and now not being like a grandparent, now is reversing the role and taking care of and actually receiving sort of assistance from their family members. That can really impact somebody's mental health. And I do think it is important that people reach out and get counseling support when such significant changes happen in their lives.
Yeah, another thing that really I think came about during COVID was the loss of employment for a lot of persons, or persons perhaps having to totally change their profession, not by choice, but because of the circumstances. And I think people are still struggling with that. So I would just like you to say, like, do you also have, clients that come in there? Are you able to provide counseling for persons like that? I mean, almost like a displaced disorder, but you're still in Cayman, but you probably in another pay bracket and everything else,
Absolutely. We don't discriminate. An individual calls, makes an appointment, they come and see me. They have 50 minutes with me, 50-minute sessions. Like to try and have those sessions every week because it's really better for the sort of the continuity and the consistency of therapy. When that person comes to see me, there is no judgment. There is no discrimination. I am there to listen, to reflect back, and to support that person through whatever they're going through. And what I want to stress is it's an opportunity for that person to come, to take the opportunity for those 50 minutes to just release whatever it is that's burdening them or troubling them, and to know that it's a safe place. And when they leave, they can leave that with me and readdress when they come back the following week. That is the idea of therapy.
Excellent. Well, we're going to take our first break right now. If you're just tuned in, you're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth right here on Bobo 89.1 FM. It's a BAF Global Group as we give back to our community.
Yes, and it's every Wednesday morning from 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 a.m. and I'm here with Chuck. We're happy that you're here with us, and we hope that you're on your way to work at this time. And don't speed. If you've left the house late, just take your time and get to work. We'll keep you entertained.
We'll be right back.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Today on Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, Lady K helps us prepare for hurricanes with our health in mind.
We all look forward to summer. Here in the tropics, that means more beach days, pool parties, family trips, and sadly, hurricane season. Now, we all have painful memories of hurricanes, but preparing for hurricanes is just a part of our routine. Making sure we have adequate supplies of non-perishable food, paper goods, and water stored is just a part of the drill. But there should be more to your hurricane preparations. The health-related items that are often forgotten until we sometimes need them. This hurricane season, don't get caught without critical supplies you may need to safeguard your health. Take inventory of your first aid supplies. Bandages, cotton swabs, antibiotic and antifungal creams, alcohol swabs, painkillers, and other first aid supplies can be very important in the aftermath of a hurricane. It is easy to get injured while you're shuttering your house before or you're trying to clean up after a storm. Broken glass from a shattered window or maybe loose debris can cause cuts and scrapes. And please remember, avoid standing water. There are many unseen dangers such as ringworm and other fungi, as well as a variety of bacteria that can lurk below murky waters. It's helpful to have your first aid supplies already on hand, so stock up before the storm. Be sure you have adequate supplies of your prescription drugs. You want to fill prescriptions when they're due, and then talk to your medical professional about your prescription drug supplies. You want to ensure that if a hurricane does threaten or hit, your health is not affected. Remember, power outages, flooded roads, and many other conditions may prevail after a storm. Stock up on healthy, non-perishable food items. Very often, the non-perishable food in our hurricane stocks are all canned meats and snacks that are loaded with salt and preservatives. Now, canned meats and, such as corned beef and canned soups are quick and easy to prepare during and after a storm because they can be eaten straight from the can or they need very minimal cooking. I understand. But these items have a large quantity of fat and salt, which are bad for your health. So, canned sardines and mackerel are a better choice because these are dark fish which have high protein and omega-3 fatty acids. Nevertheless, they too can contain unhealthy quantities of sodium. So please, take the time to read and compare labels. The same goes for canned fruits, juices, and vegetables. Read the labels carefully. For canned fruit, choose those are packaged in natural fruit juices without any added sugar. And then for canned vegetables, look for ones that are packaged in water instead of brine, which is super salty. Choose 100% natural juices if you can. And if that's not possible, then choose the ones with the lowest possible sugar content. And also consider diluting them when you're drinking. As a general rule, when you're buying canned goods, always look for foods that are low sodium with no added sugars. These will be much healthier for you and your loved ones to eat while you try to ride out a storm. Let's talk about hurricane snacks. Everyone's favorite part of the hurricane supplies is the snacks, right? But instead of chips and sweet biscuits, consider some healthy snacks such as dried fruit, nuts, and protein bars. But once again, read the labels. Even dried fruit can sometimes contain added sugars. And because dried fruit typically contains a larger concentration of sugar, this is caused, of course, by the dehydration process, you really have to be cautious. Nuts are always a good bet. And protein bars can be filling and they offer sizable nutrition in small quantities. Hurricanes are a part of living in the tropics. We sadly can't avoid that threat that often looms over our islands. But what we can do is to be prepared as best as possible. So this hurricane season, we truly hope we can escape being hit by a storm, but let's still prepare with our safety and our health in mind.
Be well, be healthy for life is brought to you by BAF Global Group. Remember, always consult your doctor before starting any new health and wellness regimen. BAF Global Group offers life, health, and general insurance plus a full suite of financial solutions in the Bahamas, life insurance in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and affordable individual and group health insurance in the Cayman Islands. Visit us at mybafsolutions.com.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth with Desiree and Chuck on Bobo Radio. We're here with you until 7:30 with a host of health tips and information, as well as a special guest to help you and your loved ones live healthier, happier lives.
And remember, the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life podcast with Lady K is also sponsored by BAF Global Group and can be found on YouTube, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, and Podbean podcast platforms. Her episodes are released weekly on the BAF Facebook page as well.
There's nothing more important than your health. BAF Insurance knows that. It's why we offer quality, affordable healthcare plans for both groups and individuals. It's why we have created the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life YouTube channel and the Your Health, Your Wealth radio show. At BAF, your health is our priority. Visit us at bafcayman.com, follow us on Facebook, or give us a call today at 949-5089.
You're back with us on Bobo 89.1, and we are Your Health, Your Wealth with Desiree and...
My name is Chuck Taylor, and we have with us some wonderful ladies from Cayman Medical Center. And I was talking before the break about accessing mental health, but from HR business standpoint? In other words, I have a company, and do you come in and do talks about mental health awareness and top of mind awareness? Can they reach out to Cayman Medical Center and say, hey, I'm from XYZ company. We've been having a rough transition. We're being bought out by, GYX. And I think we should have someone come in and talk to us about keeping on focus and keeping our mental health. Do you do that?
Definitely. Cayman Medical's more than open to that. We would just ask that the HR or whoever's in charge just give us a call, get in contact with us, send us an email. If they have specific issues that they want to be addressed, or they notice that people are dealing with certain stuff or certain issues that maybe need addressing, then by all means provide us with that information. We would then arrange for Sara to go in and give them a talk. And then from there, if they decide, the individuals and the employees decide that maybe they need to come in for one-on-one counseling, then again, discreetly, they can contact us on their own, with no stigma or anything attached. And then we're happy to provide them with a safe space.
Excellent. And because you guys have, because your company has so much multifaceted, if I need pain management, things of that, you're able to do that, and I can have access to some mental health in case I need to talk to somebody also.
Very much so. I mean, that's one of the, when we had the fantastic opportunity of having Dr. Boucher come on board as our pain management specialist, one of the things that he queried was what is the availability of mental health counselling within the Cayman Islands, but also within our clinic. Again, I've known Sara for the bulk of my life, so I knew that she was a good counsellor, and so I contacted her.
Say the number of years?
No, I'm not, because I'm not aging myself at all.
Go ahead.
I'm 25.
Okay.
Not a day older. So yes, I contacted Sara and sort of put put it to her and see if she was interested. She did like the opportunity. And so, because there is, when it comes to chronic pain, when you're dealing with chronic pain, it's kind of a cycle. You either have mental health issues from the chronic pain, or you have chronic pain because of mental health issues.
Right.
And so Sara's available to assist with the pain management doctor as a screening process, first of all, to screen and see, do these patients really qualify? Do they need the extra help that she has to offer? And then if so, she then moves ahead and continues.
That's excellent, because everything is very centralized for you. If I need an MRI, if I have chronic back problems,
exactly,
everything is in one location. I don't have to move and go to different pieces and parts. You provide a very complete service in many aspects, and I think that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. As we continue on, and I know we're getting closer to our second break, but one of the things I wanted to ask is there anything specific when it comes to medicine that you deal with as far as mental health and medicine? I know a lot of people, we've talked about abusing of medicine and things of that nature. Do you find that you have a fair amount of that to deal with? Also, as you said, with chronic pain, how does mental health and those play intertwine?
Well, it can be an issue. So an individual suffering with chronic prolonged pain can be prescribed pain relief medication, and many of those medications can be addictive. So I like to work closely with doctors, which is why this is working for us at Cayman Medical, so that referrals can be made to me when a doctor has a patient who is either presenting with anxiety or depression related to their medical illness, or is showing signs of a dependency towards the medication they have been prescribed. My work then is to work in tandem with the doctor. I want to continue to work with them, maintaining confidentiality, of course, of the client, of the more personal details, but to ensure that the client's mental health needs and their medical needs are still being closely monitored. And that is in the best interest of the client. And it also is in the best interest of sort of seeking a more favorable outcome, reducing recovery time for that patient.
So feeding off of what Sara was saying and working closely with the medical doctors and what have you, more and more, obviously, we all have the internet now. So we're all learning more about our own medical care and how to take care of ourselves and where to go and how to seek treatments and what treatments we should seek and et cetera, et cetera. Some of it's detrimental, but for the most part, so more and more patients are looking for a more holistic way of taking care of themselves. And, our minds and our bodies are equally as important. So at Cayman Medical, that's what we're trying to provide. Not just, we're a one-stop shop for medical things, but where everything's coming together. All of the professionals, the medical professionals, are speaking to each other. They're communicating in regards to that patient. If they feel that they need to bring someone else on board to assist with another issue that's come up, then that professional is brought in, and the patient is then being seen by as many people, as many medical professionals as is necessary to ensure that their medical outcome is always going to be optimized.
Okay, you just said something about holistic.
Yes.
So let me ask you, would you agree with saying that someone's surroundings definitely affect their mood? Like, you may have people that are under a lot of stress, so they start hoarding items and just cluttering their lives. Would you say to that person, try to seek help as early as possible before that habit or that gets out of control, because your surroundings do affect your mental health kind of?
Absolutely. If somebody is hoarding, and I have worked with clients who hoard to the point where you can't even get into the room. They have collected and gathered so much stuff and keeping it. If somebody is doing it to that extreme, it is a reflection of mental ill health. They are definitely in need of support. And our surroundings, where we live day to day, evenings, is extremely important to our mental health and can impact our mental health if those surroundings don't provide a healthy
aesthetic.
Yes, exactly. To make us feel good, like people who live in cluttered surroundings, messy surroundings, that can really offset poor mental health as well, because in their minds it's also cluttered and disorganized. People who live in small dwellings, families who are crammed into small dwellings, and we saw this after the pandemic when people had to move into smaller homes and there was job losses. That can be difficult if you've got multiple people sharing one bathroom, multiple people sharing a bed or a bedroom. It can really impact on a person's sense of personal space, their privacy, and then in the mornings they have to go off to work and school, and that it spills over. So it is very, very important to look at, and it's an area that's not closely addressed at all, is how we live after we leave work or after we leave school.
Yes, so correct. We're coming up to the second break, and we'd really like to thank the ladies from Cayman Medical, Tiffany and Sara, for coming by and having a nice sit-down chat with us this evening. Chuck, you have a question?
One of the things that I wanted to talk about is based on, we talked about the technological side of it. You open your phone and your phone has an app that says, I can help you with mental health. How are you feeling today? Do you find that these tools are helpful or give a false sense of security to the person? Because doing that, we're almost, the term used to be self-medicating. We're self-analyzing ourselves, self-fixing ourselves, but we don't have the clinical background to understand.
Are we really fixing ourselves?
To understand what information we're getting back from these tools to say, okay, you know what? I really need to stop doing drugs. I mean, we take that for granted, but then there are other things such as hoarding. There's a reason why that person is doing that, but does that app find that reason and relate to them? Do you find that these are helpful tools or more detrimental to the end user, I would say?
Like, would you say that apps are like helpful, or they're just market employees then? What do you really think about those, honestly?
I would like to say that some of the meditation apps I think are good for calming, and you can listen to meditation to calm you down and whatnot. I'm old-fashioned, and I think the best type of therapy is to talk to somebody you trust. The thing is with those apps, like you said, people think they know what the problem is. Having been a therapist for a long, long time, I know when someone comes to see me, they'll come in and say, I'm here because of X, Y, and Z. By the 6th session, which is when you start to really do the deeper work with a client after 6 weeks, it soon comes to their awareness that their problem is actually not what they came to therapy about. It's usually something else. It's usually something further in the past or much deeper, something that actually was out of their awareness. You're never going to get that kind of feedback from an app because it's not a personal space. So interesting you mentioned about alcohol and drugs, and going back to men seeking treatment. Men tend to look for support by using alcohol or drugs, by speeding, by self-harming, by attempting suicide. They don't have the same coping strategies as many women do. They seek it out in different ways. And so if you think of those apps on the same line of that, it isn't actually necessarily going to be the best thing for them in terms of them finding a way to work through whatever it is that's troubling them at that time.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and come right back and wrap up with these wonderful ladies as we welcome them from Cayman Medical Center. You're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth, brought to you by our great friends over there at BAF Insurance.
There's nothing more important than your health. BAF Insurance knows that. It's why we offer quality, affordable healthcare plans for both groups and individuals. It's why we have created the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life YouTube channel and the Your Health, Your Wealth radio show. At BAF, your health is our priority. Visit us at bafcayman.com, follow us on Facebook, or give us a call today at 949-5089.
Today on Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, Lady K, your wellness coach, takes a look at laughter, the best medicine.
The saying, laughter is the best medicine, is more than just a saying. It's a fact. Laughter is universal, transcends all barriers, and brings people together. Actual physical and emotional changes take place in your body when you laugh, strengthening your immune system, boosting your mood, and even relieving pain. Even on your worst day, a good joke that makes you laugh until your sides hurt can turn your day around, rebalancing your mind and body. It is sad that as adults, many of us have forgotten how to laugh, something we did so easily as children. There are proven benefits to laughing. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, otherwise called the happy hormones. These chemicals, when released, make you feel better, lifts your spirit, and even release pain. Your entire body relaxes when you laugh, relieving stress and tension. Studies suggest that you can experience these benefits for as long as 45 minutes after having a good, hearty laugh. Imagine if you had a few good, hearty laughs per day. Laughter decreases the stress hormone and increases both immune cell and infection-fighting antibodies. This means a healthier, more disease-resistant you. It also increases blood flow and improves the way your blood vessels function. So it actually protects your heart from cardiovascular issues and heart attacks. Want to lose a little weight? Laugh more. Studies suggest that laughing for 10 to 15 minutes a day can burn as much as 40 calories. That could add up to as much as 4 pounds per year. Now, it's no substitute for a healthy diet and exercise, but every pound counts. And what a great way to lose a few. Try seeing the funny sides of your mistakes or telling a funny story to help break the tension during an argument. Nothing diffuses anger, conflict, and frustration as effectively or more quickly than laughter. Admit it. There's often a funny side to most things if you look at it just right. And a lot of things we fuss about today will be something to laugh about tomorrow. So let's just skip the fuss and move straight ahead to the laughter. Laughter has so much healing power. It's important that we do all we can to make laughter the centerpiece of our lives. Watch more movies that make you laugh and less crime dramas. There's enough of that already in the world. Laughter improves your emotional health, it builds relationships, may add years to your life, and best of all, it comes with no instructions, and it's free.
Be Well, Be Healthy for Life is brought to you by BAF Global Group. Remember, always consult your doctor before starting any new health and wellness regimen. BAF Global Group offers life, health, and general insurance plus a full suite of financial solutions in the Bahamas, life insurance in the Turks and Caicos Islands, and affordable individual and group health insurance in the Cayman Islands. Visit us at mybafsolutions.com.
If you're just joining us, you're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth with Desiree and Chuck on Bobo Radio. We're here with you until 7:30 with a host of health tips and information, as well as a special guest to help you and your loved ones live healthier, happier lives.
And remember, the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life podcast with Lady K is also sponsored by BAF Global Group and can be found on YouTube, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, and Podbean podcast platforms. Her episodes are released weekly on the BAF Facebook page as well.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
You're listening to Your Health, Your Wealth on 89.1 FM. I am Desiree, co-host of Your Health, Your Wealth. I'll be with you every Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance as a community service, because at BAF, your health is our priority. Remember to stay on top of your regular health checkups, because as always, the more you know about your health, the easier it'll be for you to stay healthy. This morning we have Tiffany Polloni and Sara Dewson from Cayman Medical Center here with us. We're discussing topics that deal with mental health issues. Tiffany or Sara, would one of you be so kind to tell us your location, your telephone number, and also your opening hours? Along with that, can you let us also know if you offer counseling for families? Like, do you do group counseling for families, or what do you offer in for relationship issues?
Well, first of all, I'll just give you an update or a reminder on location. So we're located in Crown Square Plaza, which is number 71 Eastern Avenue. We're open. Our opening hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that also includes some of the evening hours. We can also provide, Sara will be able to provide counseling services during those hours. We also are open from Monday to Saturday. So traditionally or non-traditional hours, she will also be available for counseling services. And our phone number is 623-1000. Our email address, the best email to reach us, is info@medical.ky. And you can send any queries, any questions, by all means call. We have wonderful, helpful staff that are very discreet and very, very capable of answering all your questions. And I would suggest that patients or people take a look at our website, which is www.medical.ky, and we have a lot of photographs there, so you can see what the clinic looks like. You can see the serenity and the spa-like surroundings, and what we've been talking about. Perfect. And I will hand over to Sara for what she actually covers as part of her services.
So my experience is in general counselling, as we had gone through earlier: anxiety, depression, grief, loss, addiction, domestic abuse, self-harm, suicide, and fears or stress associated with medical issues or chronic pain. My work is individual, so one-to-one. Although I can work with clients with relationship family issues, I'm not a certified marriage or relationship counselor, so I wouldn't work with a couple per se.
Okay.
Family counseling can be complex and complicated, and there's children often involved, so there's a lot of dynamics, and I'm not going to offer myself where my experience or confidence doesn't lie. I would be happy to offer group sessions, space and time permitting. For instance, if I had a group of client or a number of clients presenting with similar issues, such as struggling to raise a teenager, then I could meet with them in a group setting so that they could share their stories, or it would all be confidential, and what is said in the room would stay in the room. And that would be a very important part of going forward with that. Group therapy can be very, very beneficial to a lot of people because they don't feel so alone. They realize there's other people out there.
I was going to ask you about that. That sometimes people may have a fear of having that one-on-one contact, and knowing that others are going through what I'm going through. I may be more comfortable to open up and have that conversation. Do you find that's more appealing to some people also?
Group therapy can be very, very effective and very, very powerful. There's huge trust issues that have to be maintained within group therapy. Group therapy is used a lot, for instance, with addiction work, substance abuse work, but it can spill over into any area of life. All it means is that you have a set number of people with the same or similar issues, and they're bringing their life experiences together in a safe place in a room. Everybody takes turns, they talk one at a time, they respect each other, and there's no judgment, just as in with individual counseling. And it is certainly something to explore, and it is a potential for the future. It's very much based on what the individuals are bringing to me on one-to-one basis.
We want to thank you ladies for being here with us this morning, and we look forward to possibly having another sit down with you at some time in the near future. Again, thank you so much, and anybody that needs the information, the episodes are actually put on the BAF website, and you can actually access them from our Facebook page, the BAF Facebook page as well.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you for having us.
We look forward to seeing you again. Come back here and talk to us. Remember, support. Thank you so much to our friends over here at Cayman Medical Center.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's nothing more important than your health. BAF Insurance knows that. It's why we offer quality, affordable healthcare plans for both groups and individuals. It's why we have created the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life YouTube channel and the Your Health, Your Wealth radio show. At BAF, your health is our priority. Visit us at bafcayman.com, follow us on Facebook, or give us a call today at 949-5089.
Hey, Des, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
I would like to welcome Ms. Sharon Spencer of BAF Insurance. We got 3 minutes, Ms. Sharon. Answer as many questions as you can about the wonderful company and what they have to offer. The first question, how long has it been that you've been with BAF?
I have been with BAF for the past 15 years.
If you could choose one thing at BAF that stands out from all the other insurance companies for your client, what would that one thing be?
We have been in this service serving the Caribbean for over 100 years. So we have over 100 years of experience.
That gives me a certain amount of pride knowing that this company has been around for that long, and also serving the community. And serving the community through the difficult and through the fatter times in life. Give me a little bit of information about your health plans over there at BAF.
Well, we have individual health as well as group health. So whether you're an individual consumer or a member of your company's health insurance group, choosing BAF means putting your confidence in us to provide the highest quality health insurance plans with the highest impact on your pocket and member support services that meet all your exact requirements.
And so one of the things that I would ask if I was just hearing about the company and I wanted to take it to my HR manager, and I'm like, what are the benefits of moving to such a wonderful healthcare plan? Because, in this day and age, everybody's always looking for a more amicable situation.
Chuck, BAF is a specialist in the management of employee benefits. Together with our global network of partners, we have designed a best-in-breed solutions to manage employees' benefits, putting excellent employee service and employer cost reduction at the heart of everything we do. Wow. We have dedicated and knowledgeable local staff, streamlined and state-of-the-art administrative capabilities, supported by highly rated global reinsurance partners. Access care in the USA via United Healthcare, the world's largest health insurer.
Wow.
Time's up.
Time's up. So before we get out of here, let me just ask one last thing. Give me your contact details for any one of our listeners out there that want to get in contact with you.
You can contact Sharon Spencer at 327-8747 or 814-2542.
Thank you so much, Ms. Sharon. We'll be right back. Thank you for tuning in to Your Health, Your Wealth right here on Bobo 89.1 FM.
Your health, your wealth, your health, your wealth, your health for life.
Your Health, Your Wealth is brought to you by BAF Insurance. Your health, our priority.
Well, that's our show. Remember to check out Lady K's videos on the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life channel on YouTube, or if you're a podcast listener, you can find all our episodes on Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Podcast Addict, or Podbean. Just look for the Be Well, Be Healthy for Life channel.
And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends. Those videos are life-saving health tips brought to you free by BAF Insurance. The YouTube channel is Be Well, Be Healthy for Life, and you can also catch up on Your Health, Your Wealth shows that you missed at the same time. Until next week, we are Desiree and Chuck, encouraging you to start now to live a healthier, happier life.
This program is brought to you as a community service of BAF Insurance. The views, opinions, and advice expressed by guests on this show are those of the guests and do not reflect the views, opinions, and advice of BAF Insurance. For medical advice, please visit your medical professional.